What's up, guys? This is Zach. This is Harley. We're with Bet on It MMA. We're here to help you win this money. UFC 282. I know I feel confident. I know Harley feels confident. We're coming off, back to back good weekends, making y'all money. High percentage of wins, picking our fights. So, with that being said, before we start the card, Harley, you got anything? Any comments?
Yeah, man. Like Zach said, not to be sound cocky or nothing, but last 2 weeks we've done really well. Both winning records, and this week, I mean, we still bringing out fights. Anything can happen in fights, but I feel like on this card, it's been a little bit easier as far as picking fights compared to the last few. So yeah, so I don't know about you, Zach, but at least I feel that way. So I think if we can get y'all paid the last two cards, we definitely gonna do y'all a solid on this one too.
Most definitely. And before we start off, too, at the end of the video, we're going to drop our free parlay. You heard it, free. All we ask is that you subscribe. And if you have any picks you agree with, disagree with, go ahead, comment that. So, with that being said, we have our first fight, Cameron Simon making his UFC debut, 6-0, versus Steven Kozlow, also 6-0, making his UFC debut. What do we have with this first fight, man?
Yeah, man. Both guys making their UFC debut. Both guys undefeated. Uh, Cameron Simone, if you guys remember him or don't remember him, I'll refresh your memory a little bit. He was on Dana White's Contender Series this past season. I don't remember what episode he was on, but anyway, the guy had a vicious knockout, man. Vicious knockout. Started it, really impressed the boss. Uncle Dana was going nuts. I think it was week two if I remember correctly. Um, yeah, man, the kid's got a lot of hype behind him. Like I said, both guys making their official UFC debuts. Both guys undefeated. Um, we got Caslow is 6-0. Both guys actually 6-0 as well. All of Caslow's wins come about via submission. Um, I think, man, in this fight, I'm gonna go with Simone by either. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Simone by KO. I think he's got too many ways to win, man. Caslow is a good prospect as well. The thing about Caslow is he was a late replacement in this fight. Yeah, he is 6-0, but he's a late replacement in this fight. All of his wins come by way of submission, which isn't bad. But I just feel like Simone's got better ways to. I mean, excuse me, more ways to win this fight, man. And he's definitely the better striker by far. Definitely the better striker. I see him getting in his face, backing up Caslow, um, picking his shots, and ultimately stopping him on the feet. Maybe hitting him with a big shot and maybe stopping him into some ground and pound, so something of that nature. But I see Simone winning by KO TKO.
Gotcha. This fight can be a little tricky. Um, I had it as a lock, and then I looked more into it. Um, this kid Kozlo has already been offered like I want to say two UFC fights. He's kind of been on the radar for the UFC as a late
Mhm.
replacement for a couple other fights. And by him taking this one lets me know like, he was on weight already training. So I don't know how big of the short notice gonna factor if he was already waiting on a call to get called up. But when I look at his record, his first fight beat a 0-2 guy, second fight beat a debut guy, third fight his guy was 2-7, beat him 6-8, 1-1, and then 4-4. So hasn't fought the best competition. And if you look at all his fights, they're all been round one submissions. So he's never made it out
Yeah.
the first round. And when I look at Cam, first of all, when I looked at Cam fight on Dana White's fights, I thought he was like 14. I thought that was the guy, what I'm saying, that
I
the
know.
17-year-old.
Yeah.
But
We
he's
we thought that
actually
was a high school kid, huh?
He's actually
Yeah,
21, and he had a good win versus a 5-1 guy. Beat other than the 5-1 guy though, it's kind of a similar record to the other one. So they're both 6-0, both making their debut. Cam's a pressure striker, right? He's gonna come forward, stuff takedowns, and put the pressure on you and wear you out. Kozlo is get it to the ground, submit you right away. If Kozlo wins, it's gonna be early. If Cam wins, it's gonna be later, second, third round. With that being said, I'm going with the guy who's fought better competition, been under the lights in the contender fights. I'm going with Cam on this one, probably either by decision or second, third round TKO.
yeah, I agree. And like I mentioned, Convo's not bad, and you mentioned that as well. I just feel like the kid Cosmo, hell, even if he loses this fight, he could have a bright future. You know, he's on the UFC's radar for a reason. You know, but ultimately, my two biggest things is all of his wins are by submission. Cam's fought better opposition. Cosmo is taking this fight on short notice, even though he is, even though he might have been in the gym staying ready. There's still a difference. You know what I'm saying? That still makes a difference. So that's my biggest differences for me. And like you said, Cam's a come forward pressure striker, in your face striker. So I think his pressure is going to be a big difference as well. That's why I see him getting the KO TKO victory.
All right, so we both got Cam on the first fight. All right, moving up the card to the second fight, a battle of Brazilians, and what I think will be fight of the night. Daniel da Silva, 11-4, versus Vinicius Salvador, 14-4, Dana White contender alumni making his UFC debut. What you got for this one, Harley?
Man, I'm gonna go with Salvador by KO or TKO. But like Zach said, do not sleep, on the Silva. The Silva's very fun to watch. He takes chances. He's dangerous off his back. He'll throw up submissions. He'll get in the wild exchanges. I just I see the Silva. I I see the Silva. I'm sorry. I see Salvador just overwhelming him. Like I said, I think both guys are gonna take chances. I think it'll be a fun fight, but I think the Silva's just gonna be in over his head for a little bit. I think I'll make it interesting. I do. Like I said, he's willing to get into those wild exchanges, throw up subs off his back, man. But I just I see Salvador stopping him eventually. Probably second or third round stoppage from Salvador, in my opinion. He's very fun, explosive on his feet, and I think that'll be the difference.
No doubt, no doubt. Both these guys like to strike. I think Salvador likes to sit back and counter more, and De Silva is more of the aggressor. With that being said, Silva makes a lot of mistakes to be a fan-friendly fighter. We just seen that with Kevin Holland and how that worked out. I think Salvador is the more, well-rounded guy. Like I said, they both like to strike. And if I'm looking at a guy who kind of goes reckless, goes for it, takes more chances versus a counter striker who, will take his time and get the knockout and has heavy hands, I'm definitely going to go with Salvador. But with that being said, like I said, fight of the night forever for however long it lasts. You know what I mean? I see this being an exciting fight. It can last one
Yeah,
round, last 1 minute, but however long it lasts is going to be entertaining. And I definitely see Salvador coming through with the dub.
yeah, definitely. Um, like you said, it's gonna be a fun fight for however long it lasts. I see Salvador getting a sausage win, but don't sleep on the Silva, man. It's gonna be a fun one.
All right, so we both riding with Salvador in this. All right, moving up the third fight of the card, we have a featherweight attraction with Eric Silva, another guy coming off the contender series, 9-1 versus TJ Downtown Brown, looking to bounce back, 16-9. what do we have with this fight?
Man, I'm gonna go with Eric Silva, but listen to me, guys. TJ Brown is tough. He's durable. Trust me. Downtown TJ Brown's gonna be there to fight. Uh, both guys have a solid ground game. Like I said, downtown TJ Brown, he's a tough son of a bitch. In a great way. I'm complimenting him by saying that. But with that being said, I'm gonna go with Eric Silva. I see him getting to the ground, landing some good ground and pound, controlling it from there. I think TJ will have his moments though. I think he'll. I think TJ could maybe win a round in this fight. But I think overall, I think Eric Silva. I think Silva's just got a better a few more ways to win. He's a little more technical than TJ in my opinion. Like I said, both guys are good, have good BJJ, good ground games. I'm gonna go with Silva by unanimous decision, 29-28. His ground game and top pressure will be the difference for me. But don't sleep on TJ. To me, TJ, I wouldn't put my money on TJ, but TJ is alive in this fight for an upset.
Man, everything in me wanted to pick TJ for this fight when I seen it on paper before I got to the film. I'm looking at a guy, Eric Silva, who's 35, making his debut in the UFC. And I'm looking at TJ Brown, who's already had 5 or 6 fights in the UFC. Won some, lost some, but, has experience already. But when I looked at the film, I started watching Eric Silva. And on his Contender Series fight, he showed that, he's primarily a grappler, but he fought a top-level kickboxer. He took him to the ground, did what he was supposed to do, right? But when you watch his fights outside of the UFC, the guy's not just a grappler. He's a long, rangy striker. Will throw calf kicks. Will throw long, rangy strikes. And I think that's going to be the difference in this fight. And also, when I look at TJ Brown, right, we have TJ Brown who trains with Bryce Mitchell, right? That's a great training partner to have if you're fighting a ground guy. But also, he trains with James Krause. James Krause is his coach. And we all know that James Krause won't be able to coach him. So I think that's going to be a big factor as well in a close fight like this. And I just see Silva staying long. And when Brown gets kind of like reckless, taking him to the ground and just winning a clean fight. If it does get ugly and, it's a cardio battle, I'm going to go with TJ. But I just don't see it being that. TJ, every time I picked him, has let me down, man. He makes a lot of mistakes, like IQ-wise. And if you don't have your head coach there, letting you're making mistakes, it might not be a good night for him. Again, close fight for me, but I'm riding with Eric Silva to get the decision victory.
Yeah. Before we move on, R.I.P. to James Krause.
Free my boy.
Man, free James Krause, man.
Free my guy.
That was just trying to win him a little cash. But yeah, all seriousness though, man. Yeah. And the crazy part about this, Zach and I made it a point. Now, don't get me wrong, we still every episode we give our own opinions. Like we split on fights. If you go back and you watch our previous episodes, we'll argue back and forth till the sun comes up, But we made it a point, and for this episode, not to give out any picks, any tidbit information that the other guy was seeing until the podcast.
And the only thing we agreed on was the for sure locks to give you all the parlay. And that's the only picks that we give away to each other, which was like 3.
Yeah, exactly. But with that being said, we both saying do not sleep on TJ Brown in this fight, man. Guy's tough. He's got good cardio. He'll make it ugly. Like we said, we think Eric Silva is gonna win. We think it'll be a close decision victory. I'm gonna go unanimous 29-28. I do see downtown TJ Brown winning that. Boy, that's a fun name to say for me. I don't know about you. But anyway, I do see TJ winning a round, making it close, making it a little gritty. But I think, like Jack said, Silva's more technical. He'll keep him at range, pop him at range, and when he needs to, he'll get it to the ground. So yeah, but I think it'll be a fun fight, man.
All
Hopefully,
right,
gonna keep.
so we're both riding with Silva on that fight, but we could see it, being a close one. All right, and another fan-friendly fight could be fight of the night too, in my opinion. We got Billy Quarantillo, 16-4, fighting Alexander Hernandez, 13-5. I'm gonna go first on this fight and get my breakdown, and I'm gonna let Harley go. But with this fight, man, I think it's tailor made for Billy Q to win. Hernandez is when you give him lesser competition, he crushes it, right? But when he takes that step up or he faces adversity, it goes the other way. He'll look good and then until he doesn't, until the guy fights back. Billy Q is that guy, bro. Billy Q is never gonna be out of a fight. He's gonna fight to the death.
Mm-hmm.
And he's very well rounded, good skill set. And another factor to play into this fight is Hernandez. This is his first fight at 145, right? He had cardio issues at 155, right? If you know the game, you cut more weight, that's going to play a factor, man. You're going to gas in those later rounds. I think this is tailor-made to be Billy Q's fights. With that being said, Hernandez looks so goddamn good when he's on. So it could be one of these fights where, maybe the weight class is fitting and he just crushes it. But I just do not see that happening. I see Billy Q being a dog. I will say this. I see Hernandez winning like the first half of the round or maybe the first round, and Billy Q just coming back and just doing what Billy Q does.
Yeah, like you said, you mentioned in the past that Hernandez had cardio issues. One guy that does not have cardio issues is the guy that's on the other side of him. My boy Billy Q. Man, I've been watching Billy Q since he made his UFC debut. And from day one, the guy's been fun, the guy's been tough, the guy's been durable, comes forward, in your face, puts constant pressure on you. He's really he's not the best striker, but he's got enough striking in the tank to hurt you, you know, if need be. I'm gonna go with old Billy Q by decision. Uh, Great BJJ, good enough stand up, really not bad anywhere. He's gonna get him against the cage, he's gonna take him down, land some good ground and pound, grind out a solid decision victory. It's not gonna be easy, but I'm gonna go with Billy Q by decision.
Now,
29-28 as well.
I will say this. I think Hernandez got the wrestling advantage. I think
Yeah.
Billy Q is going to have to stuff takedowns and make it a brawl. The path to victory for Hernandez, land clean strikes, get it to the ground.
But so you don't see Billy Q taking him down
Hell no.
at all?
Not even close.
Okay.
Hernandez is a really, really good wrestler.
Oh yeah, he is. But Billy Q, man, Billy Q got some good takedowns as well. So that'll might be a wash. You know what I'm saying?
I feel
But
you. College wrestler versus MMA guy who learned how to wrestle.
yeah, you're right. You're right.
But we're both riding with Billy Q on that one. I think it's gonna be a good ass fight, and that's our pick. All right, we have another fight. Moving up the card, fifth fight of the night. Chris Curtis, 29-9, versus the highlight reel Joaquin Buckley, 15-5. Again, I'm gonna go first on this one again, and a lot of people have been saying this fight is gonna be close. I might look dumb as hell coming back on the recap, but I don't see this fight being close at all. Like, not even. I got Chris Curtis absolutely outboxing Joaquin Buckley. If you look at Chris Curtis boxing versus Joaquin Buckley's
Yeah.
boxing,
I gotta say this real quick, not to cut you off, but I wanted to say this because you go on first. But I made it a point to put this in my notes. Chris Curtis is the more technical striker, guys. Way more technical, guys. And that's gonna be a huge advantage for him. Anyway, my bad, bro. Go ahead, Tim.
you good, bro. So it looks like we got the same pick, huh?
Yeah.
Man,
Yep,
damn, bro. I was hoping you picked
100%.
Joaquin.
One
All right.
100% same pick.
So
100%.
listen, Buckley is a exciting fighter, but he's not the most technical. When
Thank
it
you.
comes to defense, Holland has knocked him out. Right. I think his name's DeCherico, knocked him out, right? Defensively, I don't see what I need to see when he's fighting a guy versus Chris Curtis. And then you could argue, yeah, what if Buckley tries to take him down? Good fucking luck, bro. Curtis has only fought grapplers and wrestlers trying to take him down in his UFC career, right? And he's been super successful at it. The guy has pop. Both guys have pop. But when I'm looking at this fight, the main thing I look at who is more defensively responsible. That is Chris Curtis. He's an underdog. Hello, my underdog pick of this fight. I don't even see it being close, right? I think Curtis gets him out there, knocks him out. Joaquin Buckley, super exciting fighter, but you have to have more than that when you're looking to climb up.
Bro, Curtis is the underdog?
Yeah,
What?
that's what I'm saying. Not a big underdog, but an underdog.
But so that was your dog that you were saying.
Yep.
Bro, I thought this was clear.
Me too, bro. But before he even landed that highlight reel spinning sidekick, that was a close fight, bro.
I know, yeah. And look, I'm gonna say this. Cause I don't even need to look at my notes because me and Zach, we got the same, not just the same pick, but the same analysis. So I'm not even looking at my notes anymore. Okay, so Joaquin Buckley, if you going for athlete for athlete, shit, I can't even talk. If you're going athlete for athlete, Joaquin Buckley blows Chris Curtis out of the arena for sure.
Facts.
He's more explosive. He's more dangerous in the sense of, hey, I can hit you with a spinning heel kick and clean your clock. I can do all those things. Like Zach said, guys, people are saying, oh, well, what if Buckley takes him down? He's not gonna. Have you seen Chris Curtis' takedown defense?
Great.
Against way better, against legit wrestlers, stuffing them this.
Yeah, man.
And guess what? Joaquin Buckley has more power. He does. He's more explosive because he's a better athlete. But when you look at the technical aspect of it, guys, Chris Curtis, he's way too technical.
Look,
Joaquin Buckley loads up on everything.
I'm gonna give a perfect example of this style of fight when it comes to both guys having knockout power. Mark Diakese, explosive. Michael Johnson, heavy hands and more technical. This is how I see that fight playing out, except Curtis is gonna get the finish. Curtis has heavy hands, more technical. Joaquin, explosive. Explosive doesn't last. Heavy hands is good till the first second of the fight to the end.
Look at that from 48 Michael Chandler.
Yeah.
Look at that fight even. I'd say Chandler's more explosive, but Dustin's hands are more heavy. Dustin's hands are there all night long.
Absolutely.
You understand? And now I do have one difference in this fight. I don't see Chris Curtis getting the stoppage, but I do see him getting a unanimous decision victory. This is great because I'm gonna tell you, I thought we had a chance to be split on this fight. I really did.
I was
Really
hoping
did.
you'd take the other boy, man.
No, come on, Zach. Don't insult me like that.
All right, so
Now look,
we're go we're
if
both
Buck, if Buckley wins, we might come back and look stupid. But hey, we both ride with Chris Curtis.
Anything can happen in a fight. It's small gloves, But we're both going with Curtis on this one. Underdog pick of the fight card. All right, moving up the card, we have Edmen Shahbazyan facing off with the champion, Dalcha Lungiambula. How'd I do on the name
Hey,
pronunciation?
I give you an E for effort, though. Very,
Oh,
very good.
can we see you say it?
Wait, you go first. You do it again. Say it again.
Dalcha Lungiambula.
Longum. Yeah, that's pretty good. Longum
Okay,
Beulah.
okay. Look.
My grandma's name, my great grandma's name is named Beulah. So that reminds me of her. Shout out over there. Rest in peace. I miss you. Love you. But yeah,
So we have a middleweight attraction. Who do you see winning this fight?
I'm going Shahbazyan by KO. Second round KO. Both guys coming off of 3 straight L's. Not very good. Whoever loses, Uncle D will probably cut him. Times are tough right now. So they both need a victory. I just see that Shahbazyan's got more ways to win, man. Shahbazyan's got more ways to win. Um, Longenbula, uh, he 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 kind of relies a little bit too much on his boxing. Now I know he's got some ground game as well, but I just see that Shahbazyan's got more ways to win, and I think he wears him down. I'm going Shahbazyan by about second round KO.
Okay. So before I look at both guys' last three fights, right? They both lost their last three. Like you said, this is a must win for both. If I'm looking at Shahbazyan's last three, right? He lost to Derek Brunson, who's ranked
Who's a
pretty
stud?
high.
Yeah.
Lost to Jack Hermanson, who was number 8. I think he's like number 9.
Yep.
He lost to Imavov, who is fighting Kevin Gastelum in a main event slot, and a lot of people are high on him. So that's his last 3 losses. When I'm looking at Daucha's last 3 losses, right? Cody Brundage, Soriano, and one guy I've never even watched before. So that kind of says it right there. There's
Yeah.
levels. I think there's levels in this fight. Both guys have struggled with cardio issues, though, right? Shahbazyan slows down. That's how he's getting beat. Daucha slows down. That's how he's getting beat. And I think when I'm looking at this, like you said, you touched up on it. Who has more ways to win? Shahbazyan is the more well-rounded fighter. He's more polished. He's more cleaner. Daucha is more looking to knock your goddamn head off. So when you're a guy who has cardio issues, both of them have cardio issues, but you got one swinging with power and the other one more technical. I'm gonna go with the more technical guy. But with that being said, Dalcha is always live for the KO. He does have heavy hands. I just don't see him finding that straight. And I see Shahbazyan probably either winning a decision or getting a late stoppage at the end.
Now I don't see this fight going to the judges. I don't see it going to the judges. Um, and I see it being a striking heavy matchup. I don't see it going to the ground much either. And uh, Shahbazyan's fought like you touched on. Shahbazyan's fought the way better. He has the way better resume, much better resume, and yeah, he's got more ways to win. Shahbazyan by second or third round KO for me.
Absolutely. All right, so we both got Shahbazyan on this one. All right, moving up to the next fight, we have Jay Perrin, 10-6, looking to get his first W into the UFC. And we have Raul Rosas Jr., a lot of hype behind him, 18 years old, 6-0, looking to get his first UFC victory. I don't even have to ask you about this fight. I feel like I already know, bro. But
I'm going with my boy Kermit, Raul Rosas Jr. Kermit, baby. Hey, the jiu-jitsu is gonna be the difference. He's gonna get in them crazy scrambles. He's gonna get it to the ground, control it on the ground, and ride out a decision victory. Now, this is gonna be a one-sided fight. Raul Rosas Jr. is gonna win. I think everybody should know that. Look, it's a cool story. The guy had to get his probation slip signed. He was 17 years old when he did the contender series fight. The parents had to sign a permission slip for him to fight. I just the thing that scares me about him is, and I'm not gonna babble on this for long because we got other picks to do, but he, I I think they should have waited to get him into the UFC, man. I think like a fight like this is good for him. You know, he'll win this fight and he'll do well. But there's only so many gimmies that you can give somebody, man. And I think he's a little too young to be at this level right now. With that being said, I'm going Rosas Jr. by decision, and he's going to be the difference. But what you think about it, Zach?
First of all, man, that's messed up, dog.
What?
You know, when we talked yesterday, this man had, you know what I'm saying, Perrin as a lock. So he was gonna pull off the upset.
Oh, boy. Oh, man, don't put the words in my mouth.
But nah, I think we
No,
can
man.
both agree that, you know, this fight is set up for Rosas to, you know, win, made the Contender Series debut look even better. This was obviously a guy they're trying to set up, you know, got a lot of hype. Kind of reminds me how when Sage Northcutt got to the UFC, his first fight was kind of like this, destroyed the guy, and then after he ran into problems. My thing is after this fight, how many guys are like this that he's gonna fight? Not that many out there.
Exactly.
Not that
That's
many.
it.
So I'd say have him fight twice a year, get his skill set up, go with absolute monsters in the gym, get your experience in the gym. That way, you know, when you fight these top level guys, you're already going against them. But I mean, grappling wise, he's great. Great jujitsu. It's just when he goes against a guy who's stronger, can wrestle, that's when I see him having problems, and Perrin is just not that guy.
Yeah, and also his stand-up needs work as well. You know, I mean, he's a kid, man. You
Yeah.
know.
I mean, hey, shout out to him fucking being in the UFC at 18. Not first to ever do it. And I hope it goes well for him, man.
Yeah, me too, man. I'm rooting for the kid. I really am.
No doubt, no doubt. So we both got Rosas. Pretty easy pick for us.
All right.
All right, next fight we have in the heavyweight division, the last prelim fight of the card. Jairzinho, Rozenstruik facing off Chris Daukaus. Both guys coming off L's. What do we see having? What do we
I'm
see
going.
in this fight?
I'm going with Rozenstruik by knockout, baby. Yeah,
You son of a
yeah.
bitch.
Going with Rozenstruik by knockout, baby.
Man, I was hoping
Yeah.
you picked the other guy.
No, sir. I ain't no dummy. I'm going with Rozenstruik by knockout. World class kickboxer. Yeah, yeah. Sit up in your chair. World class kickboxer. You know. Plus, he's the bigger man. Cuts his blade, and the words of Michael Bisping. Cuts his blade has knocked out Dawkins, and Curtis is a wrestler. What do you think Rozenstruik's gonna do with him? He's gonna clean his clock. We're going with Rozenstruik by knockout, baby.
Hey, that was a good impersonation, man. I can't wait till we get to the Paddy fight.
Oh, Paddy the body.
Hey, I really feel like Dawkins could fight at like fucking middleweight if he cut down. You know what I'm saying? He don't have the
Yeah.
bench
Oh,
strength
yeah.
in heavyweight.
Rozenstruik, dude. He's gonna be a kid compared to Rozenstruik, man.
Rozenstruik is a heavy hitter. Sometimes you don't let it go, but Dawkins brings the action, and that's when Rozenstruik lets it go. So,
I'll get the lotion ready. He gonna let it go in this fight.
damn boy. All right. I see Rozenstruik landing just one big shot, and it's over with. Dawkins' path to victory is dropping down a weight class. I just don't see. Hey, but I will say this: I think he'll do better than his brother. His brother,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
which who you picked? You picked him, motherfucker. So let's not get it twisted.
Oh, yeah,
All
I
right.
did. Yeah, I did.
I thought you was gonna pick Dawkins again, man. But anyways, we both got
Oh, man.
right by knockout. I mean, if you watch both of them fight, you can see why. One guy got a chin, the other guy, you know what I'm saying? has only lost to the best guys in the division. So Rozenstruik by knockout.
Hold on. Hey, Chris, Dawkins. I was gonna go with you regardless, but your brother really fucked it up for you. So yeah. Shout out to your brother. Shout
Hey,
out to your brother.
hardly gonna get us jump, bro. You gonna have to fight fucking the heavyweight one. I'm gonna have to fight the middleweight one, and we both gonna get fucked up. All
Yeah.
right. So both riding with Rozenstruik on that.
Go first on this one.
All right. Next fight we have Bryce Mitchell, aka probably one of the best rappers alive, facing off with Ilia Topuria. Honestly, I went back and forth on this fight. I lied, I didn't. Ilia, I feel is gonna, win this fight. Bryce Mitchell, great grappler from the state of Arkansas. Great grappler. Like I said, great rapper. But Ilia, and the man is like, he started off in wrestling, which a lot of people I don't think know, because he's been knocking everybody the fuck out. Right. Ilia, you have to take down. Not easy at all. If you can't take him down, you got to stand up with him, which is probably even worse. Bryce Mitchell, striking is to get it to the ground. If Bryce Mitchell can't get it to the ground, it's going to be a rough fucking night, right? I think this is probably the most well-rounded fighter Bryce Mitchell has ever fought. And this is going to be Ilia's toughest test to date. So we're going to find out, what both are made of in this fight, who's going to take that next step into contendership. With that being said, Ilia, I got winning. Don't sleep on Bryce though. He might fucking out grapple him the whole fight. I just don't see it happening.
Yeah. And I'm going with Topuria as well. His stand up is gonna be the difference for me. Both good, Bryce is damn good, good wrestler. Damn good wrestler. But Topuria's got a good ground game as well, so that's gonna cancel each other out. So when you see something like that getting canceled out, who's the more well-rounded guy? Who's got the better stand-up? Who's got the better tools on the feet? And that's clearly Topuria, man. To be honest with you, like I said, I'm picking Topuria to win, but I want Bryce Mitchell to win. But our job, like I said every week, is to come on here and give you our honest opinions. And watching film, I was trying to find ways to just give it to Bryce on here, but I can't do it, man. Now, like you said, if Bryce gets it to the ground, he can out grapple him all night long. And then I hope that's his path to victory. He has to.
Yeah.
But do I think he's gonna do it? No. But if he gets it there, Topuria's in trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Bryce's transitions are fucking top notch. He'll go
Oh,
for
he's sick with
spears,
it.
arm triangles, mount, back takes. I mean, he's one of the best to do it right now when it comes to top pressure. But
Yeah, he's sick with it.
got to get it down there, and that's going to be the fight right there. Who's going to implement their game plan? Who's going to stop the takedown? Who's going to get the takedown? I see Ilia winning that battle.
Yeah, I agree. But I want Bryce Mitchell to win. My pick is Topuria, but my heart says Bryce Mitchell.
Right. So Ilia, I got him by decision. How you got it?
Me too.
Yeah, decision. I think both guys are too tough to put away.
Yeah, but and dude, there's a lot of people picking Topuria by knockout. Like you said, I think Bryce is too tough.
Yeah, too tough, man. Ilia by decision win. We both agree on it, and that's what we're riding with. All right, next up in the middleweight division, we have Darren Till, fan favorite, versus a guy on the rise, Dricus du Plessis. I'm gonna go ahead and go first on this fight, and as much as I want to go for my boy Darren Till, was looking for every way that he can win this fight, which he can. But man, it's just not been looking good for him. And when you look at him training, pictures of him, he doesn't look that in shape right now. I don't know if he's injured.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know what's going on, but he just doesn't look in shape at all. You look at a guy on the opposite end, Dricus, shredded,
He's
ripped,
shredded,
in
dude. He's
shape.
shredded. Oh yeah.
You know, more ways to win. He has been winning by striking, but showing that he could take it to the ground if needed in his fights previous to the UFC. Just a more well-rounded guy, man. And Darren Till, man, god damn, this is one fight that I hope I'm wrong, but I just feel like Dracus is just on a roll right now. Got the momentum, better skill set. Till on a losing streak, coming off of injuries, and I mean, if you look at Till's record, man, it's like close fight with Whitaker, beat Wonder Boy. It's like the guy has great striking. It's just I think it's just mental for him right now, and hopefully training with Kamzat, training with all these killers, man, did something for him. But I don't know, man. I don't feel comfortable picking him. Therefore, I'm picking Dricus.
Yeah, I'm going with Dricus as well, man. Like you said, he's shredded. He's on the rise. He's on a big winning streak. Um, really good kickboxer. Uh, both guys are good strikers, but I'm just talking about Dricus right here.
Right.
Really good kickboxer, good power, not afraid to mix and takedowns as well, and he's active on the ground when he gets it there. So he's got more than one way to win this fight.
Definitely.
Look, Till is a good striker, but if it goes to the ground, the Plessis got the advantage for me, and that's the big thing in this fight, man. I don't see him stopping there until I do not see him stopping there until I see him getting the decision victory. But like I said, good kickboxer with good power. He's not afraid to mix and take down when he needs to. He's gonna hit him with some shots on the feet, get it to the ground, and he's gonna be active on the ground. He might beat Darren Till up a little bit on the ground, but he's not gonna stop him. I got the Plessis winning by decision.
Yeah, I agree on that, man. The only way I see him putting Till away is like if Till is like really coming in with an injury and then kind of like it's like fuck it, let me go out
Yeah.
before it gets worse type of deal. But yeah, we both agree again. Dricus by decision. Rooting for Till, but I just don't see it. All right, next up we have a short notice fight. Alex Morono taking it on literally 1 week's notice. 22-7, facing on the savvy vet Santiago Ponzinibbio, 28-6. What's this fight looking like, man?
I'm going with Ponzinibbio. Ponzinibbio by decision. Way too short notice for Morono. Ponzinibbio's pressure is going to give him trouble. And Ponzinibbio is supposed to better opposition as well. I'm going with good, striking heavy matchup right here. Both guys like to stay on their feet and strike. But I'm going to give Ponzinibbio the advantage, man. His pressure, and Morono just taking this fight on really short notice, man. Ponzinibbio took a couple of L's in his last couple of fights, but it's been close losses. It's not like he was outclassed. He's fought really good opposition. So I'm gonna go Ponzinibbio by decision in this fight.
Yeah, man. I have to agree. Morono, I think they're fighting at 180, so that just shows me that Morono wasn't getting ready for a fight. He was kind of just training. No weight cut, 180. Ponzinibbio being a cleaner striker and has power. Morono is more pick you apart, and if you take him down, he'll look to like guillotine you type of fighter. I just don't see a way of Morono winning this one.
Yeah.
Due to him not having that knockout power. I think Ponzinibbio probably gets a late stoppage. Probably Morono being too tough for his own good, and the refs just seeing enough.
Yeah.
So pretty easy pick. Shout out to Morono taking on a week's notice. Not too many people do that versus a guy like Ponzinibbio. So kudos to him, but I just don't see it happening.
I agree.
All right, man. This next guy, I'm gonna let Harley introduce. He's got a lot of hype behind him. You know what I'm saying? He's the next cash cow. Who do we have fighting next, man?
Oh, Paddy the body. Yeah, yeah. Paddy the body, baby. But let me tell you something. Paddy the body's gonna win this fight. And it's cool to have the little chance and the little, all this and the other. I'm not hating on Paddy, but I kind of am. He's overhyped. He's over. He's a fun personality, and he's gonna win this fight, and he's gonna win by stoppage. But I'm not sold on Paddy the Baddy, man.
Yeah, I mean, Jared Gordon, the guy is fighting, which we ain't even name him, but the guy is fighting is no slouch. Shout
Yeah,
out
the
to
guy that Paddy's fighting.
Shout out to Roxy too. She's trying to get in. But I think Paddy, his path to victory is getting a stoppage. If it goes all rounds, I see Jared Gordon get the decision. Not to say like that's an easy feat to do. Paddy's gonna be bigger, have better striking. The wrestling advantage I give to Gordon. Gordon has way more fights in the UFC. But when you're fighting a guy like Paddy, he brings it to another level. When you're talking about pressure, you're in a co-main event against a guy that, you know what I mean, everybody's going to be rooting for. Even if you're in your hometown, they're still going to be rooting for Paddy and booing you. He brings in a lot of different factors when it comes into fighting him. And I can definitely see Jared Gordon like winning parts of the fight, but Paddy ultimately just getting a sub or dropping him, getting a sub, something like that.
Yeah, man. Um, Paddy just uh he'll stop him. I got Paddy winning by KO TKO. Just definitely Paddy's toughest test to date and Gordon. Um, but Gordon's there to be hit, man. He's there to be hit too much. I see Paddy catching him one of the big looping shots. Paddy's not technical on his feet, but he does have some pop. I see Paddy just catching him with a wild shot and
Yeah.
put him out, man.
And
So
something to note too, Gordon you like fights at 45 too and 55. Paddy's gonna be the way bigger guy. So that can kind of like nullify the wrestling a little bit of Gordon's. We'll see. But Paddy does show that he's hittable as well. He does show that he can get taken
yeah,
down. That's why I'm saying Jordan might I mean not Jordan, Gordon might look good in some parts of these fights until he doesn't. And I think that's when he gets caught.
yeah, and I could see Gordon winning around, man. Speaking of Jordan Levitt, um, Jordan Levitt fought the Valley, patted the Valley, and he took him down and
Yeah.
controlled him for a little bit. So if he can do it, Jared Gordon can too.
Yeah.
So who knows, man? Who knows?
All right, so we're both going with the cash cow on this one. A lot of these fights, you can kind of see the UFC setting these guys up for the next year. Paddy being one of them, Raul Rosas being one of them. So I think those are fights that are not to say they're set up from the win. It's tough fights, but it's more in their favor. All right, we have the main event. Maybe not the main event that we wanted, but we have it. Magomed Ankalaev facing on John Blachowicz, the Polish Hammer. Polish Hammer getting the dub on this one or no?
You try to trick me. Oh shit! Here we go.
Oh, I guess not, bro. That's the universe speaking. That's the universe speaking.
Yeah.
Look,
Trick
look,
me
I'm
on
gonna
the
let you. I'm
catcher's
gonna let
mitt.
you clear your voice, bro. I'm gonna take it from here. But Magomed is that guy. Well-rounded, very patient striker, high IQ, can wrestle, can strike. Polish Hammer can strike. We've seen him take Israel down, but this is not Israel. This is Magomed, a bigger guy who can wrestle. Um, I just see Ankalaev being patient, staying away from the power, and ultimately either win a decision or Polish Hammer gets reckless and he takes advantage of it.
Yeah, man. My bad. I'm back. I'm
All
back. The
right.
voice is back.
Yeah, I was trying to stretch it out, you know what I'm saying? Let you clear your voice.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it. You picked me up right now. But yeah, man, I'm going Ankalaev by decision, man. I think don't sleep on Blachowicz in this fight, man. He's been around the block. He's fought really good guys. You know, with that being said, I see him having a little success on his feet early. You know, maybe winning around. You know, giving Ankalaev. I don't want to say problems on his feet, but you know, squeaking that around on his feet. I can see that happening. But once the fight goes on, man, Ankalaev's gonna close the distance, get into the ground, and just uh, land some good ground and pound. Maybe get a submission victory on him. I don't know, but I'm leaning more towards the decision for Ankalaev. I give Blachowicz a round. Maybe I I don't see him winning 2 rounds. I see Blachowicz winning a round and Ankalaev winning by decision.
Yeah,
Get into the ground and just controlling him.
Blo
Maybe a late stop between those.
Blachowicz got to knock him out to win. I
Yeah.
think if they're going, technique versus technique, I think Magomed wins.
Yeah.
All right. So both agree that Magomed wins this fight in new. All right. So if you stay with us, you subscribe, you know what I mean? You've been riding with us to, the beginning, or if you're just joining, we have a chance for you to double your money. You heard it right. Double your money, right? For free. So on our first parlay, we have Rosas. I feel like that's a lock. The UFC is putting him in position to win this fight. The next one we have Salvador, who is making his UFC debut against a guy 0-3 in the UFC. So if that doesn't tell you what you need to know, then I don't know what does. And then our last one, we have Magomed and New, just a 2-1 favorite. And we can see why. You know what I'm saying? He's better everywhere the fight goes. You just got to stay away from the power. And if he does that, you double up your money, right? So Rosas, Magomed, Salvador, that doubles your money right there for a parlay. And then we have a higher risk parlay that we include an underdog in. But if you watched, we agree that this guy is not an underdog. It's a clear path to victory for him. We have Cameron Simon, right? Contender guy making his debut against a guy who's taking it on short notice. We have Rozenstruik versus Daukaus to not go the distance. Definitely see that happening. Both guys are knockout artists. And then we have Chris Curtis, the underdog, beating Joaquin Buckley. Me and Harley definitely both see that happening. And with that parlay right there, you triple up your money.
And also, if you want to do this, do a little tidbit. I think Salvador wins this fight by stoppage as well. So if you want to sprinkle that in and not go to distance and pick Salvador to win, that's a little something extra too.
I would do that pick separate from a parlay. Just go straight up with that one. But if you're putting in a parlay, just put Salvador to straight up win, and you win money, we win money, and the good thing about it, it is all free. All you have to do is subscribe. And if you're rocking with us, comment. If you don't like some of our picks, comment. We'll talk back. We'll comment back. And
let us know what you think, guys. We're here to interact with the fans. So let us know what you think.
Yep. Until next time, guys, we're gonna do a recap show. See y'all next time.
Peace.